Hello everyone, welcome to Swiflearn and this is your teacher Naina. I'm here with you for today's session. So are you ready? Yes. So Swiflearn is India's most sincere learning destination for the classes 1 to 10. Here we are providing 100% live and interactive classes, personalized attention batch with maximum 6 students. We have a dedicated academic team to track and work on students' progress. We cover the syllabus as per the school exam schedule and also handle custom requests. We have our key features. The first one is the detailed program reports. Not only that, we are ready to take Swiflearn academic test series. And you can take unlimited practice tests. Last but not least, we have the subjective test for school exams. So, why are you waiting? So let's book your free trial class today itself. And get ready everyone for today's session. And if you like the channel and like the sessions, please subscribe, like, comment and share. So press the bell icon so you won't miss any important updates from us. Today we are going to talk about the human body, the circulatory system for the class 5. So we discussed few of the topics earlier in the previous class, that are circulatory system, parts of the circulatory system, heart and functions of the heart. So today we are going to learn about the parts of the circulatory system, blood and blood vessels and process of the circulation. So let's look at the topics. So imagine that you are running on a track. Suddenly you fell down and you got a crack on your knees or somewhere on your leg. Suddenly the blood start to come out. Okay, so imagine that is a pathetic scenario, right? So why it is happening and what is the blood? Before that, we should know about the circulatory system. So the circulatory system is made up of blood vessels that can carry blood away and towards the heart. So arteries carry blood away from the heart and veins carry blood back to the heart. So at the same time, the circulatory system can carry oxygen, nutrients and hormones to the cells and removes the waste products like carbon dioxide. Now we are going to learn about the blood. What is blood? So as we know, the blood is made up of liquid solids. The liquid part is known as the plasma. It is made up of water, salts and protein. So you know that, right? The blood is like a watery structure because it contains a liquid part. And this liquid part is known as the plasma, which contains water, salts and protein. So what is the solid part? The solid part is your blood. It contains red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. So what is RBC or the red blood cells? So the red blood cells deliver oxygen to your lungs, to your tissues and organs. So why the blood important? So the blood brings back the oxygen to the nutrients to all the body parts of the body so they can keep working. Blood carries carbon dioxide also and other waste materials to the lungs, kidneys and digestive systems, so it can be removed from the body. So blood also fights infections, carries hormones around the body. I hope it's clear. So we learn about the importance of the blood in our body. Now this time, let's look at the functions of the blood. The function 1, it carries the oxygen from the lungs to other parts of the body and removes the carbon dioxide, which is not required for the body functioning. So we have to eliminate it. So from the body by the red blood cells. 2, white blood cells. So what is the white blood cells? We discussed earlier, we have the white blood cells in the blood. So which is the solid part. So what is the function or the importance of the white blood cells? So white blood cells fights infections and destroy the germs. Therefore, we will have a good immunity. So the third function, we have the platelets in our body. So the platelets help in the blood clotting. function number 4. The blood helps in maintaining body temperature. That is how we survive through various seasons. For example, the people are living in Antarctica. The temperature level is really different than the Asian. So even though the people can survive in Antarctica, this is because of the blood. Because the blood helps in maintaining body temperature. So the function number 5. Liquid portion dissolves and transports nutrients and substances to the parts of the body and carries waste material from them, which will give a smooth functioning to our body. And here, one day you started to cut carrots, okay? So you are cutting carrots now. Suddenly you got a cut from the knife to your fingers. So what will happen next? Obviously the blood started to come out. So we can imagine two scenarios over here. Either the blood flow will stop or the blood flow will continue. If you don't have enough platelets in the blood, so the blood flow won't stop, which is dangerous for your body. But at the same time, you have plenty of platelets in your body, so the blood flow will stop. So the platelets are responsible for stops bleeding in the case of injury. So it is a thickened mass made of platelets, which is appearing on the wound. So the blood flows through the blood vessels. So we have the blood vessels. As we know, we have different blood vessels in our body. So we have 3 blood vessels, that are arteries, veins and capillaries. So each of these plays a very specific role in the circulation process. Arteries carry oxygenated blood away from the heart. So arteries, let's get to know more about the arteries. So the artery, the blood vessel that deliver oxygen-rich blood from the heart to tissues of the body. Each artery is a muscular tube lined by a smooth tissue and 3 layers. The intima, the inner layer lined by a smooth tissue called endothelium. Please note down, there is an intima, the inner layer of the artery lined by a smooth tissue called as endothelium. So we have 4 major arteries. The first one is the aorta, and the second one is the arteries of the head and the neck, the common carotid artery and the external carotid artery. So the next one is the arteries of the upper extremity, the subclavian artery and the axilla. Another one is the arteries of the trunk. The last one is the arteries of the lower extremity. I will repeat that again. We have 4 major arteries. The first one is the aorta, we discussed in the previous class. And the second one is the arteries of the head and neck, such as the common carotid artery and the external carotid artery. The third one is the arteries of the upper extremity, such as the subclavian artery and the axilla. The next one is the arteries of the trunk. The last one, the arteries of the lower extremity. That is about the arteries. So the artery carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart to the various body parts. It is like a deep-seated except on the wrist and side of neck. So it is a thick elastic wall, okay? It has a thick elastic wall, so which carries pure blood, and walls are absent in arteries. So do you know our lung artery carries impure blood? Yes, it is. It is carry the impure blood. So let's note about the veins. So veins are like having a thinner wall than arteries, so which will carry oxygen deficient blood from the body parts of the heart, which has the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and other veins. So the superior and inferior vena cava are the largest veins in our body. So do you know what is the smallest vein? It is the venules. Venules are the smallest vein in our body. So the valves are present to stop backward flow of the blood. We have the valves in the vein which will helps to stop the backward flow of the blood. So as we mentioned earlier, there is only one direction for the blood flow. And here we can see that the greenish blue line in our hands and legs are vein. Vein lines near our skin. When you look at your skin on the hands and the legs, you can see the veins. It can be in different colors such as green, blue, or there is a mixed color of the both. And do you know, lung vein carries the pure blood. It is the oxygenated blood. Pure blood is the oxygenated blood and impure blood is the carbon dioxide in blood. So we have the capillaries. So the capillaries are actually the tiny blood vessels, so small that a single red blood cell can only fit, barely can fit into it. It helps with the coordination of the arteries and veins. In addition, there is a facilitating exchange of certain elements between your blood and tissues. So on researching organs, arteries branch into very thin tube called capillaries. It is the thinnest tube which is present, that is the capillaries, which carry blood-rich oxygen and nutrients to every single cells to our body. When blood leaves an organ, they join together to form a larger vessel which forms a vein. So let's finally see the whole circulation process. So let's get ready, look at the circulation process here. So what is the order of the circulation? What is the order of the circulation? So the blood flows from the right atrium into the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve. That is the first thing happening. After that, when the ventricle is full, the tricuspid valve shuts, which prevents the blood flowing backwards into the atrium. So the blood leaves to the heart through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery, flows into the lungs. We have three types of circulation process such as systematic circulation, coronary circulation and pulmonary circulation. So let's look at over here. So here is the whole circulation process I just briefed earlier. So the oxygenated pure blood enters the left auricle from the lungs. So the 7 things which is happening such as processes. The first one to left ventricle, which will enter to the left ventricle, then to various tissues and organs to the arteries. After that, which enters arteries, divides into capillaries inside the organs and pass on the oxygen and nutrients. So arteries divide into capillaries, the thinnest blood vessels, and inside organs and pass oxygen to the nutrients. Fourth one, carries impure deoxygenated blood through the capillaries and flow into the veins. Fifth one, the veins carry blood back to the heart. Let's listen on those words. Veins carry blood back to the heart into the right auricle. Sixth one, to the right ventricle, then finally to the lungs. This is the circulation process. Please note down all these steps. I hope it's clear. So let's revise. So what is the role of artery, vein and capillaries? So the capillaries connect the arteries to veins and the arteries deliver the oxygen-rich blood to the capillaries, where the actual exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs. In the capillaries, deliver the waste-rich blood to the veins for the transport back to the lungs and the heart. So veins carry the blood back to the heart. So that are the roles of artery, veins and capillaries. So what is blood? Can you answer for this question? Go ahead, you can do it. So the blood is a fluid which is present in our body, that is in red color. As we know, the blood is made up of 2 substances, which is liquid and solid substances. So when it comes to the liquid substances, which contains the water, the salt and the protein, which is known as the plasma. and it has the solid part, which is the red blood cells, white blood cells and the platelets. So the duty of the RBC or the red blood cells is to deliver oxygen from your lungs to your tissues and organs. So the duty of white blood cells is to, protect or keep us safe from the infections. So the duty of the platelets, can you say out the duty of the platelets? Which is helps for the blood clotting. So that is about the. So what is the circulatory system? So circulatory system is made up of blood vessels that can carry blood away and towards the heart. So we have the arteries. So arteries carry blood away from the heart, and we have the veins which just carry blood back to the heart. And the circulatory system carries oxygen, nutrients, hormones to the cell and removes the waste materials like carbon dioxide. And what is the main function of the circulatory system? Circulatory system has a lot of different functions. The main function is obviously to circulate the oxygen and remove the carbon dioxide and other waste materials. So the next one is provide cells with nutrients, and the third one, remove the waste productions of the metabolism to the excretory organs for the disposal. So the next one, protects the body against disease and infections. Another one, clotting stops bleeding after injury. And the last one, like to sports and hormones to target cells and organs, and helps to regulate the temperature in our body, because in the circulatory system the blood is present over there. I hope it's clear. So here is your value-based question. So while learning to ride bicycle, Sadish lost his balance and fell down. He got a cut on his knee and it started bleeding. His sister Sujata, on seeing this, asked him to put pressure on the area with a clean handkerchief. She immediately rushed to her home to call her parents. So we have several questions over here regarding with this question. Let's answer it. So when we get small bruises, bleeding stops automatically after some time. Why? Why it's happening? Because we have the platelets in your blood, so which is producing a thick mass around the wound, so the blood flow will stop. So option B, what would be the color of the wounded area and why? In our lifetime, obviously, at least for one time we used to get the wound, right? So the wound color will be the dark red, because there will be a performing of clotting happens, that is why the color is like that. And 3, which type of blood cells are responsible for the clotting of the blood? As we mentioned earlier, the platelets are responsible for the clotting of the blood. I hope it's clear. And the last one, what value of Sujata is shown here? She has a helping mentality and she is empathetic towards her brother. That is why she did all the help, right? So as like Sujata, we have to practice this kind of empathy in our daily life. So which will help to improve your skills for the socially developed. So what value Sujata is shown here? She has empathy and she has very good helping skills. So just like Sujata, we can practice these skills in our daily life, which will improve your social and interpersonal skills and the bonding between you and your friends and you and your family. So always help others when they seek help. So I would like to share some fun facts. So the first one, some animals species such as mollusks and lobsters have blue blood rather than the red. Fun fact 2, a single droplet of blood contains around 5 million red blood cells. Okay, so fun fact, Red blood cells live approximately 120 days. They are constantly being replaced by the bone marrow in our body. So this is the challenge. So that is the tip of the day. So what will happen if the oxygenated blood mixes with the deoxygenated blood? Have you thought about it? There is a chance for that. So if the oxygenated blood mixes with deoxygenated blood, then the both lungs and tissues would receive blood with the same amounts of oxygen, which will affect the efficiency of the delivery of the oxygen to the tissues of the body. Generally, this situation occurs when there is a ventricular septal defect, such as a hole between the two ventricles. Let's play an activity. So here, the question number 1. Dash help in blood clotting. What helps in blood clotting? Do you know? It is the platelets. Let's see. And here, question number 2. What are the green lines on our hands? I hope you know the answer. I will write it for you. The veins. So, the valves are present to support backward flow of the blood. Is it true or false? Read that again. Valves are present to support the backward flow of the blood. Is it true or false? I hope you know the answer. And get ready. Let's check the answer. Show the answers. Yes. Yes, let's see. So, the platelets help in blood clotting. That is a correct answer. And what are the green lines on our hands? That are the veins. It is correct. And question number 3. Valves are present to support backward flow of the blood. That is the false statement. Good job there if you got the correct answer. And here. So, what we learned in this chapter? That are organ system, circulatory system, heart, blood vessels and circulation process. These are the things we learned in this chapter. So thank you everyone for attending this session. Keep practicing at home and continue the learning at home. Let's see you at the next session. Till then, be safe and bye-bye from Teacher Naina.